That's all. I don't care about his thinking.
Aw, Joe cares about us.
Of course I do. I've been saying it for years. What are you talking about?
All right, no longer Trump. Not verified, but 3 explosions in Camp Tashi. Radar equipment was destroyed with drones. Again, none of this is verified. I believe we at this point have verified through Reuters that an explosion happened.
They also didn't confirm that Israel accepted a ceasefire, right?
They confirmed that Israel didn't accept a ceasefire because they just blew the shit out of Iran.
Yeah, but ceasefire doesn't mean, ceasefire.
Well, that's true. And also Iran has confirmed that they did not accept the ceasefire explicitly.
Well, Trump tried. Now he can continue blowing the shit out of things.
Well, yeah, and if this is an Iranian attack on an American base in Iraq, now Trump has the excuse he needs.
Entire Middle East, but it didn't and never will. He said in an interview with Sky News that it's a great day for the U.S. and for the Middle East and a wonderful day for the world. I am happy to have been able to get the job done. A lot of people were dying and it was only going to get worse. It would have brought the whole Middle East down, he said. Trump says he thinks the ceasefire is unlimited and is going to go forever. Wait, what is going on?
Patty, I told you. I get, Patty, that it's not as a light switch you just turn off. That completely makes sense. There's many layers. But what I don't get is that we're not getting any confirmation or any hints from Iran or Netanyahu, aside from Trump. Now, is that, and this is a genuine question, is that like a war scheme tactic too, that neither of the ones that are actually directly involved in the conflict don't want to show their ceasefire hand, and Trump is leaking something? Like, it just feels weird that Trump is the only one who's tweeting this,
Right.
Something ain't right, Moose. Once again.
The media, World Star.
I'm seeing other places saying it too.
Yeah,
Right.
but both of them have to agree. So there's a
But it's
possibility.
Trump saying it.
There's a possibility that the reason why they're doing the phase like that is because Israel is afraid that Iran won't stop. So that's why they're saying Iran first and then Israel next.
Right.
Yeah, Haitian, there's multiple sources. All the sources are saying that it's only Trump. Only Trump is in all the news sources.
Right.
I can't find a single source that says either Iran or Israel is confirming this.
Right, because it's all about America getting the ceasefire after we ding dong. What's the word? Ding dong ditch. When you were a kid, that's all we did was do like a warning shot over there, and ever since that we have to say, okay, we don't want to fight. We have to sit down at the table and negotiate. And Iran will never sit down at the table with Israel.
That don't sound
So Iran is going to sit at the table, right? And the little shit Iran did today was just a pop off, so they could say they did something. Now, do I think Iran is not going to do, little target attacks? No, I guarantee the same shit they've been doing, they're going to do.
Will Iran sit down and negotiate with Israel, Haitian, without us?
Why would they do it without us?
That's my point.
That's not what you said, though.
That's exactly what I said.
That's not what you, okay. I'm not arguing with you, bro.
Yeah, I ain't here to argue, brother. I'm trying to build with y'all. But I'm just saying what I saw on World Star, and then after I went on, you know,
I know you didn't.
I saw it reported. That was the first source I saw it reported on. That was the first source I saw.
World Star is crazy.
This is tied. This is important. This is important to recognize.
Well, hold up. You don't want to jump on water. I was watching porn and there was an ad right before it. And
You gotta come on Pornhub. See? It's everywhere.
You guys got it from the other
Was it Nicky Porn?
Pornhub and World Star. Let's stop the press.
credible sources. Credible, yes, sir.
But what you guys got from Fox, you got from World Star. Ain't nothing
They're
different.
all saying the same thing. Ain't that something?
World Star before Fox.
So it is a phase ceasefire. It's not an immediate. It's not an immediate stop. It's a phase ceasefire.
Right.
Okay.
Ceasefire between us and them.
No, it's not.
Well, Iran's not going to fight us, and we're not going to fight Iran.
It's
So
not
that's the only
gonna fight us.
ceasefire right now. They can still pop you.
Slaughter, don't cut Patty y'all. She's actually giving good information, and you're saying some fuckery right now, bro.
It's a phase ceasefire. I'm reading it right here. It's a phase ceasefire. So that is correct. They're going to stop the heavy attacks. Then they got to do their stand down orders. The reason why is because they don't trust each other.
Okay,
That's a war.
just asking another question to the people on Pornhub and the other one. So, did it say why Trump? Wait, I'm sorry, that's the wrong question that they be asked. Netanyahu, his whole reason for going over there. Can we just back up everybody? Let's back up the car. Let's back up the U-Haul and the what else things you guys use when you're transporting troops. He said the reason he even started that is because of the buildup of nuclear capability by Iran. That's why he even went over there with that urgency. And since then, they've been trading back and forth. So let's move up. Then we sent over B-2 bombers and dropped, 17 bombs or some shit like that, hitting 3 installments that we thought this particular nuclear material, I don't know the correct word, was being either housed or being developed or whatever, right? So then we found out, I think somebody's trying to say face, something's not right here. We found out from Iran, even before this happened, because I need to find that interview. Y'all don't remember I was translating this interview of this guy? Remember? I was actually translating it. He was speaking, and I said I have to read it in the translation. He said, and that was days before this, he said that they had moved that shit in that interview. So are you guys wanting me to believe, and the rest of the 420, that they accomplished, because he said he wasn't going to stop, and he didn't stop in Gaza either. He's still going until he was certain that they cannot no longer have the capability to build up this particular nuclear or whatever. Are we saying that has been accomplished and Netanyahu has agreed? Because here's one more quote. He said, I am very happy to get done. The ceasefire is unlimited and is going to go forever. Adding, I don't believe they will ever be shooting at each other again. So, what? What are we saying?
I believe that this motherfucker who said last night that he was a time traveler, because now I'm starting to believe this shit for him to say that it's going to hold forever. Lisa, what? How can you say something's going to hold forever? And I don't really believe he's a time traveler, but what kind of language is this?
That's what I'm telling you. I'm reading it in quotes, verbatim.
Whoa. Y'all, I gotta say, so World Star reposted from Truth Social. So World Star is completely compromised.
Ding, ding, ding.
What? What happened?
The title in the World Star.
Yup. Same with Pornhub.
It's a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. It's a complete fake news.
Stop lying! Are we lying again? Are you guys being serious?
I'm gonna post it. Yeah, I'm gonna post it.
Please do that.
Wow.
I was trying to post the
I
Pornhub
need
link.
to
It
run
won't
for
let me.
office. I need to run for office. I am always getting all this shit right. I'm running for Black woman world.
You need it, Lisa. We need a cabinet with some real sisters and just women that
I
represent.
told you this didn't make sense when I was on my lunch break. I said, this don't feel right, y'all. It don't feel right. And here we go with this shit. He says, because Netanyahu made it plain. And has Nettie ever let us down? He said he's going to keep going until he has accomplished that mission. He wasn't going to stop. Now, you guys are telling me that he's going to stop and never shoot at them again?
No, I'm more confused now than ever. You guys got me all confused.
How long has he been on this? Netanyahu been on this mission for years.
Like, I don't understand. Are they stopping? Are they slowing down? Like, I don't...
I need to
What's
do
going
more
on?
digging. We need to do more digging. We got to do more digging.
I told you guys just wait for Trent to come here. Trent has the real
And I
news.
came there.
Then we know where the lie is.
He's making
That's the
that
crazy
car
part.
sales. He's selling a car.
Aren't you surprised that he hasn't came here to say any news today?
True. Not
It's a Monday. He's selling cars.
Something happened at the
Order.
wall.
Trump ceasefire
The border.
that's on live TV. Okay, so what is going on with that? Trump ceasefire fully agreed to between. I don't see
So
nothing here.
what I got from Business Insider, it says President Donald Trump, the ceasefire will go into effect Tuesday morning local time. Trump said the announcement comes after
That's
Israel
Trump
and
said.
Iran.
Trump said.
Yes, you got it. Spent the past week and a half trading strikes. President Donald Trump said on Monday evening that Israel and Iran have agreed to a complete and total ceasefire.
Right, but that's just Trump. Again, it's just Trump, right? Not the average.
I will say this though, like in all fairness, like with all trolling aside, we have been giving him a lot of grief because he came in during the campaign trail touting himself as the peaceful president that was going to dead all the wars and he was going to end Ukraine and Russia within 24-hour period. And now that he's actually attempting to do it, even though he bombed first, we understand that, right? He's actually trying to put it out there, even if it's manifestation, and we're giving the same criticism. Like I kind of feel like we're being hypocritical on that level, right?
We gave him more grace.
At least let him attempt to see if he can create a ceasefire. Like I think that's a step in the right direction. No,
100%, Gemini, 100%. I just think I just don't want. I don't want as I'm all about manifestation. Do it daily with meditation, but it's one thing to manifest and be like, all right, let's hope for, right? We got nothing to lose at this point. Let's hope for the best. But when you have folks out here saying it's confirmed, that's just my only problem I have, because that's literally fake news. If the only person that is saying this on the planet, as far as we know, is the lunatic in the White House. But hey, I'm all for it. If he's got BB's ear, and then let's rock it. Let's make it happen. But the whole thing seems like wag the dog, seems suspect. Talking about regime change 1 hour, talking about the war's over the next hour. I mean, he is a sociopath, so this is typical behavior for him.
He's panicking under no king's
He's
march.
definitely acting like a Gemini. This is crazy.
why do I have to catch strays? Why do I have to catch strays for no reason? No reason. This ain't right.
That's why I don't subscribe to astrology.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're looking at the left side of his face or the right side. It's crazy.
I'm still looking here.
Lisa, this is schizophrenic diplomacy, okay?
Look at that.
Yeah, this is in Bible. This is Hesed who said, oh no, we're not doing regime change. Vance goes on and said, our beef isn't with the Iranian people. It's about disarming nuclear. Tulsi Gabbard said, there's no nuclear threat. And then Trump says, oh my dear, we're going after regime change. Like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, who trusts it? Okay, we're going to give them 2 weeks. And then he bombs them in like the next day. It's like, it's ridiculous. I don't trust anything this man says until it's concrete.
Okay.
San Diego's
This is
showing
like
up.
diplomacy by, yeah, it's crazy.
But the thing about it, you guys, please, we're dealing with Trump. Everything he's said thus far since he's been in office has been either a lie or a stretching of the truth till it's completely out of shape, like your old ass granny panties stretched completely out of fucking shape, and it's not making sense. I'm going through everything trying to find it. I found nothing. Like, what? Come on, Netanyahu of all the people.
What the details?
Have y'all heard what J.D. Vance had to say about this?
We were trying to listen to J.D. Vance, but I couldn't get through it. So you want to add something to it?
You listened to it, but you couldn't get through it? I don't think
No, we didn't get through the whole interview on Fox. You guys.
Oh, yeah, I got it right here.
Okay.
Happened with Iran in the Middle East, and some breaking news coming just now. Joining us this evening, Vice President J.D. Vance. Mr. Vice President.
Listen to that. Fast forward a little
Seconds
bit.
ago, the president went to True Social and typed this. It happened with Iran in the Middle East.
That's fine. Leave it there.
It happened with Iran in the Middle East.
It's this. Hold on.
Leave it where you have it. Don't try to fast forward it because it's gonna cause you too much consternation. Just go ahead. You can play it from that point.
Especially if it's a TikTok.
Oh, that's TikTok?
I don't know. Well, TikTok, you can't fucking fast forward.
It's not a TikTok.
I think what the Iranians have shown very clearly is they don't want this war to go on for much longer. Their air defenses have been totally destroyed. Their conventional missile program has been largely destroyed. And of course, their nuclear program has been obliterated, as I said before. So I think the Iranians are at a place where they don't want to keep on fighting. You saw the president, and I don't have the truth in front of me, but he talked about the next 6 hours finalizing the attacks. I mean, I think what he's talking about is right now, for the American people watching, it's dark over there. That's typically when the Israelis and the Iranians have been shooting at each other. I think there's some recognition that might continue for peace in the Middle East.
So you said totally obliterated. The president has said totally obliterated the Iran nuclear program.
Yeah.
Do you know for sure where all the highly enriched uranium is?
Well, Brett, I think that's actually not the question before us. The question before us is, can Iran enrich the uranium to a weapons-grade level, and can they convert that fuel to a nuclear weapon? And we know, based on the success of our mission, of course, the leadership of the president, but the incredible skill of our military, that the two mission objectives are completely successful. We know that they cannot build a nuclear weapon. Now, you asked about the highly enriched uranium.
Yeah, like 900 pounds.
But what we know, Brett, is that uranium is something that exists in very large supply. Our goal was to bury the uranium, and I do think the uranium was buried, but our goal was to eliminate the enrichment and eliminate their ability to convert that enriched fuel into a nuclear weapon. I think that's an important point, Brett, because so many of the folks who focus on the highly enriched uranium, the main focus, Brett, has been to destroy their enrichment capacity, because we don't want that 60% uranium to become 90% uranium. That's the real concern, and that's what was so successful about our mission.
So after all this, if the Iranian government survives as is, what's to stop it from rebuilding over time if they in fact moved the 60% highly enriched uranium? That's the concern.
No, the big concern, Brett, and this is again what we destroyed, is their ability to enrich uranium. If they have 60% enriched uranium, but they don't have the ability to enrich it to 90%, and further, they don't have the ability to convert that to a nuclear weapon, that is mission success. That is the obliteration of their nuclear program, which is why the president, I think, rightly is using that term. But here's the question. If Iran is desperate to build a nuclear weapon in the future, then they're going to have to deal with a very, very powerful American military again. Our hope is that the lesson that the Iranians have learned here is, look, we can fly a bunker buster bomb from Missouri to Iran completely undetected without anyone on the ground, and we can just...
Hold that, sis. Hold on. I'm live in Iran, okay? And Israel is launching missiles.
Are we surprised?
I'm live in Iran. So let me just back this up a little bit so y'all can hear it, so you don't think I'm lying. Oh, damn it. Did I mess it up? Let me go ahead, finish yours. This is such bullshit. Something's not right again with this fake ass ceasefire and your lumpa dumpa you know who. Okay, something's not right here. So let me try to get this back to where I had it. Go ahead, April, and finish your cut, and I'm gonna try to get back to where I had it. This is crazy.
Destroy whatever nuclear capacity you build up. I think that lesson is what's going to teach them not to rebuild their nuclear capacity.
Yesterday, were you speaking on the president's behalf when you said he was not interested in regime change?
Well, Brett, what I said is the American military, that is not our mission as regime change. Our mission was to destroy the nuclear facilities and the nuclear program of Iran, which we, of course, did. I think what the president's also said is that the Iranian people want to make a decision about regime change. That's between the Iranian people and the regime. Of course, we support freedom fighters all around the world, but our mission was to destroy the nuclear facilities, and that's what we did.
So you don't think there's any mixed message when he goes to Truth Social and says it's not politically correct to use the term regime change? The current Iranian regime is unable to make Iran great again. Why wouldn't there be a regime change? Miga.
Well, I think what the president is saying very clearly, Brett, is if the Iranian people want to do something about their own leadership, that's up to the Iranian people. What the American national security interest here is very simple. It's to destroy the nuclear program. That's what we've done. And now that the 12-day war appears to be effectively over, we have an opportunity, I think, to restart a real peace process. And Brett, this is not...
I'm pausing him there because he's so full of shit. It's not even worth going on.
Thank you. I'm throwing up all over my
Trump might not be a politician, but J.D. Vance is. Well, he wasn't saying that. He was saying this when he was saying that. He meant this while saying that, you know.
Excuse me, ask Lisa a question.
Hang on, Trump spokesperson is here. Welcome, Manfinity. So what's the news on the ground, Manfinity? What's your boys telling us?
I'd like to ask Lisa a question because when I came in the room, she said something's not right about the ceasefire. I don't know what she means by that. I'm just asking.
Looking for an
That's exactly what she said.
You are the Lisa whisperer. What does she mean by that?
What she said is what she means.
That's
I'll help you out, Manfinity. Look, what she's saying is right now, we haven't been able to confirm it from either government, right? We've heard it directly from Trump. We're looking from sources for them to come out and say, we are completely compliant. We are on board. We're surfing. We do not want to continue this war. There is a ceasefire in place that we are going to comply with. Thank you, President Trump. We're not finding that, sir.
Okay, so you're saying you're looking for an independent confirmation of what's...
We're looking for someone from like Netanyahu or someone like the supreme leader of the military for Iran to confirm what the president of the United States has been typing in all caps like a teenager on Reddit.
That's absolutely fair, but you can understand why he'd be happy or excited if this is actually the case, because this is great news, right? For the world.
Absolutely, but he's stating it as fact. That's the concern.
Sorry, say again?
Absolutely. We were just talking about manifestation, and believe it or not, Manfinity, we were like, hey, we'll get behind Trump if he actually can pull this ceasefire off, of course, to an extent. We're all about manifesting peace and saving many, many, many innocent lives in Iran. But the problem, again, is that we're not getting any other official confirmation aside from Trump's Truth Social.
Right, and Trump is not to be trusted. Nobody, you should never take anybody at their word. So I would agree. I think independent confirmation would be satisfying.
So why? No. Hold on. Stop. We just had a breakthrough moment. I like to acknowledge that Mr. Manfinity said Trump is not to be trusted, and then he caught himself.
Nobody is.
But I agree with you. Trump is not to be trusted, and I'm glad to see that you actually acknowledge and know that.
Amen, Gemini. Amen.
Nobody is to be taken at face value. No one should be taken at face value. Everybody should be fact-checked and triple-checked, because you never know. People can get things wrong. But I do know that my experience with Trump is very rarely the case that he would be so unequivocal.
What experience you have with Trump?
This is hilarious.
He jerks off every night. I've been a constituent of Trump for 2 terms now, almost completion of 2 terms, and I rarely know him to be so unequivocal about something and it to be completely false, especially in a tweet.
About something, and it's false. Okay, so did you actually read and the word that you use, unequivocal, has nothing to do with what he actually printed out with his two fat thumbs. Is everything in here has holes in it? Is that? Do you know the definition of unequivocal?
Yes.
Okay, what is
unequivocal? When he's being unequivocal, he is being unequivocal.
Okay, so
he's being extremely clear.
By him saying, okay, listen to this. So you obviously didn't read it, or maybe it didn't hit you the way it hit everyone else. Okay, Mr. Trump wrote officially. Mr. Trump wrote. This is coming. I'm reading this. This is what they call reading. I'm not inserting anything else into this. I'm reading it. So this is from Sky.com. It's one of your friendly news stations that you guys like to look at, you MAGAs, or read, if you read or not. Mr. Trump wrote, officially, Iran will start the ceasefire, and upon the 12th hour, Israel will start the ceasefire, and upon the 24th hour, an official end to the 12-day war will be saluted by the world. On the assumption, this is how the unequivocal, if you guys know what the definition of unequivocal means. Now here it comes, right here. This is definitely not the definition of unequivocal. On the assumption that everything works as it should, which it will, I would like to congratulate both countries, Israel and Iran, on having the stamina, I don't even know why I use that word, it makes no sense, courage and intelligence to end what should be called the 12-day war. I'm not finished. This war, I'm still quoting, this war could have gone on for years. Now remember what Manfinity said, unequivocal. This war should have gone on for years and destroyed the entire Middle East, but it didn't and never will. That's a quote. In an interview with Sky News partner, the president said it was a great day for the U.S. and the Middle East and a wonderful day for the world. Here's another quote. I am very happy to have been able to get the job done. A lot of people were dying and it was only going to get worse. It would have brought would have brought the whole Middle East down, he said. Mr. Trump said he thinks, unequivocally thinks, that the ceasefire is unlimited, he put that in quotes, and is going to last forever, and he put that in quotes, adding, I don't believe they will ever be shooting at each other again. Now that's the finish of his quotes. Does that sound like the definition of
unequivocal? I read that it was a complete and total ceasefire. I read the one where he said the terms complete and total ceasefire.
That's just one she's reading. You just didn't read the rest. You just didn't read the rest.
It's so wonderful to have a dictionary right here on my.
But why do we keep acting like Iran hasn't confirmed they agreed? How come people keep skipping over that? I'm just curious.
Well, we just trying to get all the facts together. CEO, we working our way down from A to Z. We still working on Trump's part.
Why do we be questioning whether it's
because he's our president?
No, I'm not. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying. Just saying the Iran part is confirmed. Israel is. You can say Israel isn't confirmed, but Iran is.
CEO, where are you getting that Iran is confirmed?
Didn't you all look at the link? Sky News, Reuters. We don't count Reuters anymore.
Israel, I will.
Reuters said
CEO. Hold up, CEO. I will concede and say that the Israel Times actually said that as well.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that is literally breaking news. That is breaking news. Because half hour ago, I couldn't find anything.
45 minutes ago.
I'll take the good news.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
And then we're saying on the Israeli side, media is reporting that Netanyahu. It's not an official statement from Netanyahu, but there is some signs there as well.
What are the signs?
No, we haven't seen anything from Netanyahu. I've been very fair in the CEO. You got to admit that.
Okay,
but we haven't seen anything from Netanyahu. We haven't.
Yo, y'all killing me today, bro.
Thank you guys for coming to the 420. Well, we're going to get this shit straight. We're going to solve it. If Trump can't solve it, we can solve it. Just like we solved the murderer in Minnesota. We did it here in the 420. So we're going to get this straight.
We're going to get it straight before they close the strait.
Hello.
Lisa,
Oh, I love that.
Straight before they close the straight. I like that. Lisa, I got a question for you. Just a quick sidebar.
Yes.
Whatever happened with your bet with the gentleman running around loose with the face tattoos from prison? What happened with that?
I lost my bet.
Is he still loose?
Yeah.
Loose as a goose.
Yeah, you lost that bet to me too, and you never paid me my money.
Someone's, yeah, whatever.
Yo, Gemini, I was telling them that he has a lookalike that lives in Memphis, but he don't have any tattoos on the face, but he looks just like him.
Oh, that's what you was talking about when you said that earlier. Okay, I didn't know you was talking about. Got you.
Okay, so y'all, are we clear? Do I have to play another? And as of this moment, I thought they were shooting. Let me see if this is the correct, because this is from, what's that guy's name? Gloria Vanderbilt's son, who used to be on CNN. He's still on CNN, I think. The one with the white hair, Anderson Cooper. Let's see.
Did Anderson have to scatter and get in the bomb shelter somewhere?
Well, let me see, because right now, of course, he's Jewish though, right? I think he's over in Israel.
I had no idea what
But
was basically.
certainly, from the Iranian perspective, the desire, if I'm, and I'm speculating here, obviously, is to put a line under it now and move on to the next phase.
I want to check in on Fred Plankton. He is on the phone from Iran. Fred, you've been monitoring Iranian state media, also the skies over Iran. Have there been any attacks from Israel in the skies? And also, what are you hearing from Iranian officials, on whether through the media or?
There's actually ongoing attacks from the Israelis in the skies. At least a lot.
I'm sorry.
Why is that funny? How does it not align with what was said? How does it not align? That was said. Read the statement.
Okay.
24 hours. It aligns.
Okay, that's what
It
I was
aligns.
asking. I was asking. So they got 24 hours to get their shit off. To make sure they can kill.
It's not a microwave. Patty explained it. This is not a microwave. You put the popcorn in and it's done after 3 minutes. That's not what this is.
Well, excuse me for my dunce cap. Sometimes it's a little too tight while I'm sitting over here in the corner. But I'm
That's
just
what
trying
they're
to
saying
learn.
it is.
I'm trying to learn. So anyway, somebody who's over there is saying that Israel is still launching. So okay. So anybody else got anything to add or subtract?
It seems to me that they're training us to lie to each other.
Yeah, we'll know if there's a ceasefire once the stock market morning bell goes off Tuesday morning.
The markets are already up.
Yeah, we already good on that. Crypto and stock is going up right now as we speak. That's a fact.
I hope we're all happy about this. I hope people aren't kicking themselves thinking, damn, I don't want Trump to get a win. Come on, y'all. Let's keep it.
This is not even unique to Trump. Like, you think everything is about this? Is about us as.
I know.
Yeah, you're idol worshiping Manfinity.
We have people in the military, unlike some people, I would never. I'm putting my own flesh and blood on the line for your Joker. A's, and you're telling me I hope I'm not trying to pretend like
I didn't mention your name, Lisa.
He thinks poorly
I didn't
of us
mention your name,
because
Lisa.
he
No, I'm taking it personally because you
I
said
didn't mention your name, so you
you
shouldn't
don't
take
have
it
to.
personally.
But you said
I
you
did not say
like that.
You should join me in saying that.
You said I hope nobody, and nobody can conclude anyone on the stage.
It means it applies. If it don't apply, let it fly.
Man,
Oh, that's
Felix,
what you just
MAGA,
made up,
and MAGA thinks
If it don't apply, let it fly.
like they like Joe Biden being harmed, and they like all him having cancer and pretending he's in the crib. So they think everybody else acts like.
He was just telling us what they do. That's all he was doing. He was telling us what they do.
No, y'all are mad that Trump got another one. Admit it.
Oh my God!
That's what you want. That's what you want for us to do.
Right now.
Manfinity, I didn't want to say this. Manfinity, look, we have family and friends that are in the military, and we reside in the United States, which means our best interest is aligned with Trump's, believe it or not. We do not want to see people die for no reason. We do not want to see us enter a war that's not beneficial to anybody and can lead to our death. Not our death, but people that we love dying. It could negatively impact our economy, run the deficit up even further. It's the last thing that we want. You're making it a personal vendetta. Like, oh, y'all just hate Trump so much that you just want to see people die. Like, that is not who we are, bro. That's Republicans.
That's not what I said.
That's who he
That's
wants
what you.
us to
That's
be.
exactly what you
That's who
saying.
he
What I'm
wants
saying
us to be,
is, what I'm saying is, I sense
That's who
that
he
there's
wants
such a.
us to be.
I said, but I'm basically trying to say is,
No, you need a pause. You need a pause. You talk way too. No, we heard what you. And where is the ceasefire in Palestine? That's what Pastor said, and that is the next
You
topic.
need to apologize to all of us for thinking the worst.
Yeah.
I sense the Trump hatred in here won't allow you to see this clearly. That's all.
Oh my gosh, nobody.
See that?
Yeah,
See that?
you must.
You're a beta's beta.
You must hate the legal attention for saying that dumb shit.
Worshiping a false idol.
Lost attention, bro.
He's trying to center himself. That's all he's doing.
You're being a beta's beta. I didn't mean to call you a name. I'm just saying, bro. When are you gonna get off your knees?
Water. He wants the attention. Let's move on. Do we have another topic?
We're still on this topic.
This is a big distraction from Palestine and Gaza. So I think we should go full circle and talk about where is the ceasefire for all three.
I'm looking on here, and Vance. Okay, I don't want to read this whole article, but it says that J.D. Vance expects Iran and Israel to keep shooting at each other until ceasefire goes into effect. Now, why is this safe? Because you could actually hit something that would change all our plans. You know, if we just keep on firing at each other and for the next, day or two? They said Tuesday sometime. What if you hit a hospital, or what if you hit a school? Well, I don't understand this, but
Shit's stupid, but that's how it goes.
okay, all right.
It's dumb as fuck, but that's how this.
Maybe they want to make it look like there is a ceasefire, and then Iran does something dumb, and then they say, okay, look, they blew the ceasefire, we're going to go for it again, and so we go back. I don't know.
Israel's gonna annihilate Gaza. That's what I.
Oh, okay. You gotta bring us back around the corner, water, because I don't understand.
Can we stay over that corner, please? Stay over that.
No, what are you talking about? We talking about a ceasefire. Where was the ceasefire with Gaza and Palestine and Israel? It never happened. So Iran entered the chat, and they said, okay, uncle.
Okay, so
What are you talking about, Water? You might have been high during that time, bro.
It's still going. They're still fighting them. Do you know what the fuck you're even talking about, Haitian? You need to shut the fuck up, fool. You're pissing me off
I'm gonna
now.
check right now.
what the hell is that?
Oh shit, water and Haitian. What I'm about to say.
They fucking corralling these motherfuckers while they're trying to feed them with the humanitarian aid, and they're just mowing them down. Nah, dog. You ain't an American. You talking like that? Nah.
Water.
Today.
I'm gonna be good today.
What kind of shit are y'all on today right now? Like, what's going on?
If we're going to talk about war, we're going to talk about war.
Water, you know what the fuck you're talking about.
I ain't watering it down. I ain't fucking breastfeeding this dick.
You dumb. Yeah, you gotta let the good water. Let's go, Water.
Haitian, just ignore it.
Haitian, stop dropping people. You have this face all the time. You dropped water.
I didn't drop anybody. Water's right here.
Okay, relax your guys. Men's voices are at a higher octave. What's going on?
Energy of the planet.
Y'all hella violent tonight. Like,
Okay. Stay hella violent. It's good.
You need the woosah for real, Haitian. You about to give me an anxiety attack with all of that extra.
Water started it. What did he was one being aggressive first?
No, I was being aggressive about Israel and Gaza. Y'all stop it. Stop it. Don't you attack my point. You attack my point. Do not attack me today. You feel me?
Hold up.
With your grandmother's lips.
All right, listen.
Love. mic on Lisa. What is Lisa?
Lisa, thank you, Gemini. And me.
Okay.
What's that Ultra saying?
Are the men? Are you guys good?
Ultra got a nice voice.
I don't name call Haitian. He's too emotional for me. I don't know, just a war. More to chill.
Just stop saying his name and things can move forward.
Just chill. Haitian, chill.
So, go ahead, Lisa.
It's all love.
Small world, water.
It's a small world out there.
Oh my God, you guys, not this, not meet me outside. If we just end
Meet me outside. Meet me outside.
Oh, I ain't saying I'm gonna meet me outside, but
I'm gonna call for Can we have a ceasefire in the 420?
That's what I was saying. Can Lisa
Let me go
I
get
did not say anything about meeting anybody outside. But sometimes you gotta let people know that you need to reach out. Like you, Water. I know you're high school. And this is what? High school. Water. You gotta be careful. You don't talk shit.
Just relax with that. Relax.
Okay, so you guys, has anybody seen any information on Putin? Because I'm trying to pull this. It's too long. Putin World War III. Last and final warning, and this is live. And then I saw another one. You'd be surprised. The world is shocked by what Putin said. So, but I can't. Okay, Putin says Russia backs Ukraine. Oh, that's not it. Damn it. That's 3. Let me go here and find what I'm trying to find. But anyway, anybody got anything to add or subtract to this story? It's building and it's.
Yes. So this is why. Okay, can I talk or you want to go? I just said go ahead, brother. You good? All right. Oh. So this is why. Shush. This is why it's more important. Do it one more time. This is why.
Ultra, stop fucking doing that.
Breaking news.
So when
we got breaking news coming in, you guys. Go ahead, breaking news, please.
Trump has just launched a homophobic attack on Anderson Cooper. He's calling him Alison Cooper, and she's questioning the validity of, we know for real that the sites were completely destroyed. He called him Alison Cooper, and he's calling the media now sleazebags. Yeah, that's your president. How are you?
You mean he's calling Anderson Cooper Alison Cooper?
Or Alice Cooper. Which one? Was that breaking news worthy? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think that's a homophobic slur. He's deliberately calling him Alison Cooper.
Can I speak now?
Okay. No, it was who was speaking before.
I was trying to speak.
Go ahead, sir.
No worries. Good morning. First of all, good evening, everybody. Hope everybody having a wonderful day.
Who the fuck is that? What the hell is HK?
That's my actual nickname, so this is a real one.
I like black better. I like black.
That's crazy. I'll go back to black then. But anyway, so the reason why this is more important is that Iran had a lot more allies backing them and a lot more powerful allies backing them, right? Russia was ready to go. Like, they had the prime minister saying they had one thing. And so it's not the same as Gaza. And unfortunately, yes, Gaza is still experiencing death, right? But unfortunately, Palestine and Gaza did not have the backing that Iran has. They had Russia at their side. Russia's waiting. Russia's just waiting, right? Any excuse to come over here and start fucking with messing with U.S. bases already. And so it was more at stake, right? France got involved. France was getting really upset with Israel because of what they did with the prisons. So this was closer to a World War III than we ever had gotten. So yes, this ceasefire was more important when it comes to priority versus the Gaza, but it was a ceasefire in Gaza as well. We have to start taking these small victories, right? We gotta go start looking at these things and go, okay, this is good. Now let's work on the next one, right? Not going, oh well, fuck this because this happened over here. So what? This kid's dying in Africa right now. Across the world, there's wars happening that nobody's talking about. So we want to. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. We want to talk about Palestine. That's good because it's a popular thing right now. There's like 40 countries in Africa we can talk about right now. It's going through the same problems as we speak.
I think we should question everything.
No, you do.
Yeah, this man, he's a pathological liar. Literally, his mouth is moving most of the time in my life. And I don't trust the legacy media. I listen to it, but I get my news from alternative media because they just most of them just repeat and vomit up what he says when it comes to war. They rally around the flag, and it's Iraq all over again, and they don't question. Like, I'm not going to let anybody tell me what I can see and interpret myself.
So what do you see and interpret it?
I think
it's a really strange thing to compare it to Iraq anymore after this evening. That's just a really strange comparison. Yeah. Like, can you line it up for me? Can you take me through the similarities? Was there a ceasefire with Iraq after, one strike? What was the similarity?
Did anybody ever deduce the weapons of mass destruction that Colin Powell and Judy Miller wrote about a million times in the New York Times? That everybody that pretty much went on legacy media said that we have to rally around the flag and there were weapons. So, did we ever discover them?
No, you're right.
Was Iraq responsible for 9/11? I don't know. Maybe it's maybe my memory.
Exactly. No, they weren't. You're absolutely correct. So now draw the comparison to Iran.
So my comparison is Tulsi Gabbard in March did a threat assessment in which she stated that Iran was not near to be making a nuclear bomb. That they did not have the capability. Yes. And then Amy, which he's been saying, go watch the compilation that they came about from 1919 where he said every other year up to 2025, they were 2 weeks away,
I've been
6 months
making this
away,
talking point
1 year.
myself. You're not saying anything
So
I disagree with yet.
You gotta let me get
It comes to tonight. I'm saying now, why are you still saying it aligns? You don't need to convince me of anything before today. I'm saying today, why?
All I am saying is, my simple fact statement was, I don't trust anything that comes out of Trump and his regime. I have a very healthy skepticism, is what I'm saying, until things are borne out. And that's from getting burned. And even if you don't want to go back to Iraq, he just literally said he was going to give them 2 weeks. Did that occur? Before that, they were actually at their negotiating table. What do? They took out their head Iran negotiator where they were trying to go towards diplomacy. So why should I trust wholeheartedly? He goes against his own people. He goes against Vance. He goes against Hegstead. He makes Tulsi Gabbard bend the knee. I don't trust anything this man says and confirm several times over.
Now you're making a different argument, which is fine. No. The argument you're making now is fine, but the comparison to Iraq now at this stage seems a little silly because there was no ceasefire effort with Iraq. That's why it seems silly.
But no, Sierra, but you're missing the point. I'm not pulling the ceasefire. I'm saying I have a healthy skepticism as to whatever comes out of his mouth.
And you should, Levon, because now I'm reading. Okay, now he's in Anderson Cooper ass because a lot of people are saying that they didn't really achieve what they said they achieved. Now I'm reading something from the ex-Russian president, I can't pronounce his last name, a close ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin. He's saying, what am I reading? Okay, he's saying that the U.S. strike on Iran, it failed to achieve its objectives. So I think the same thing too. Does anyone disagree?
No, I think we're all on the same page about that. That's not controversial. I don't think we
can I finish? Can I finish though? Because I'm going somewhere with this. Get in the car. Put your safety strap on. Let me turn on the gas station. So Netanyahu, and tell me if I'm wrong, CEO, said that he was not going to stop. I can go and pull these articles because they're everywhere. And audio, that he wasn't going to stop with Iran until the directive had been achieved, and that was to eliminate all of their nuclear, you can fill in whatever, because I don't know what they call it. Was that achieved or was it not?
It was not achieved. They just delayed it. They have delayed it. That's all they've done.
Oh, they delayed it. But did you hear what your president said? He's
lying. Yes. It is narrative So like, okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing that here's the thing we have to come to terms with there. There is narrative creation, right? And narrative creation is separate from reality, right? So now you have to ask yourself, why is a narrative being created a certain way? I haven't heard anyone ask that question, but why is a narrative being structured that way? Do y'all want to dive into that part of the conversation?
Okay, so you take us there. So a narrative. We're talking about a narrative.
Yes.
This is crazy.
Okay, so all right, so here's the elements of a narrative. So Trump has to manage the MAGA base, right? And he has to look strong and all this and that, right? Blah, blah, blah. So he does a strike because basically the strike ends up being the narrative that we have disarmed our nuclear program. Okay, so an objective has been attained, right? And then a lot of them don't want to have a war, so ceasefire, right? So two objectives, both sides of his base handled, right, with that. If you're Iran, you end up talking to Qatar and saying, hey, we're going to send you these missiles, this and that, y'all take care of it, y'all shoot them down, right? Because if you're Iran, you need to show that you've done something. And then after you shoot the missiles, you get to tell your people some story like, oh, yeah, we damaged the U.S. base. We'll never stand down to America, blah, 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 right? So that's the Iran part, okay? And then if you're Israel, we are disarming Iran, we're taking care of them, all this and that, right? So everyone has gotten the narrative they want. So you use those three narratives to get yourself out of this quagmire. So it requires 3 lies to stop 1 war. So that's what's happening here. Of course there are lies, but it's the only way you get out of this. The alternative is you tell the truth and you keep going to war.
And as fucked up as it sounds, the CEO just said, I agree with him 100%. That's what it is. And it show everybody that we're none but fucking pawns, and it's a big game. You have fucking world leaders that Twitter fingers, and that's how they want to fucking. Yep.
I am from Iran. Is this a ping pong way of, or do I have to wait for my turn?
It's your turn. Go ahead.
Okay, I am a peace activist from Iran. I live in Colorado, United States, and I hope this so-called ceasefire lasts. That's one of the things that is a story for it in whatever, the Cuban whatever, or the mafia whatever. Within 3 months, Leonid Brezhnev of the Soviet Union began the coup against Nikita Khrushchev. 2 peace-seeking leaders were killed by their respective military-industrial complexes that were interdependent as enemies. The Cold War was a cash cow. So internal despotism and external colonialism are 2 sides of the same coin. In order to provide the cover or the justification for a racist, colonial, hegemonic military-industrial complex in this country and its hegemon, attack dog in Israel. And the Palestinians, they be genocided, and Trump says that they should be thrown out of Gaza, and the settler colonialists in the West Bank are killing and taking land because Israel does not want to play by the rules of the so-called, civilized world, the so-called civilized world. So right now, there is some kind of a talk about some kind of a ceasefire. As a peace activist, I'd say yes to ceasefire, even though it may be built some faith saving.
Enough already.
Trent, can you come up? Because I know you have the real breaking news. We have Trent in the house. Everyone else, Trent is in the house. Thank you, Mojitabi.
Mojtaba or Moji.
Moji. Thank you so much. Please stay on the stream. You might be able to help us out. You might be able to help us out in a minute. Let me just play this for CEO D-Run. Okay, listen to this, y'all.
I'm here.
I'm loving myself right now.
Refuses to be a victim of a nuclear holocaust perpetrated by the Iranian regime. Now, as Prime Minister, I've made it clear time and again, Israel will never allow those who call for our annihilation to develop the means to achieve that goal. Tonight, Israel backs those words with action.
Okay, so that's one. I have like about 5 different tapes of him saying that he will never stop until he is.
He's been saying that for 40 years, for 35 years.
You're missing the context. You're missing the context. You're trying to say that something ain't right with this ceasefire. That's what we're talking about in this in the 420 tonight. That this ceasefire smells. It stinks. Something not right.
Well, my family in Iran is not going to be bombed as a result of the ceasefire. My family lives in Tehran.
Okay,
my family lives in Natanz.
Okay, so what we're saying, once again, there is something not, maybe I should use the word kosher, about this ceasefire. That's what we're saying. We're doing investigative work in here right now. So we have new people on the stage, just came up. Trenty, Michael, and anybody else. I would love to go to Trenty because it seems like he has breaking news.
Before he speaks, I need to lead him in. This is TNN.
Oh, now I say something. Goddamn, Mike. Ain't nothing feel better than that.
Man, I love it.
Ain't nothing feel better than that. Hey, how y'all doing? Y'all looking beautiful. Dimana, you probably want to DM me about that Escalade if you really want it. I don't have any breaking news other than the ceasefire is in effect and Iran and Mojaba, I don't know how to say your name. Moji. Prayers to your family, my friend. But Iran was just soundly defeated. They didn't have another choice. Their entire leadership was taken out. They eliminated probably 70% of their missile launchers.
Leadership?
Just about.
Okay, so use words. Don't try to sensationalize.
Okay, well, 90% of their leadership was eliminated within the first day, and they were just defeated. There was no other choice for them but to settle. They needed a way out of this. They don't really have, other than terrorism, they don't really have a good exit strategy.
Israel is a terrorist nation in the Middle East. Israel has been behind terrorism. Israel created Hamas. Did you know that?
Don't disagree with you, buddy.
Right. So the narrative of a defeat helps fan the flame of the regime in Iran will kill my family.
Yeah, I mean, I sympathize with you.
Think about the narrative that you are supporting.
While I sympathize with you, at some rate, my brother, I gotta call balls and strikes, right? Okay.
No, you don't need to. You don't need to. By perpetuating a narrative of defeat.
Yeah, look. The Pacers.
That's a victor. That's a colonial genocidal victor. It's the writing of history.
Listen, the Pacers played the Thunder last night, and somebody scored more buckets, and now somebody gets the championship. What I'm telling you is, Iran didn't
you are perpetuating a narrative of loss, of either lose or loss, either win or lose. That narrative is genocidal. Don't perpetuate it.
Alright, you want this dude to talk over me, or you want to know? Y'all let me know when he's done fucking talking.
He's tired of you talking, Trent.
You're right there. You guys are having a back and forth.
I'm not doing a back and forth with anybody. If you want to listen to
Tell
emoji,
him. Tell him that
you want to listen to emoji,
we can communicate well. We don't have to do that.
I am saying, as a peace activist, don't
He got a point there. Because who
give peace a chance.
if I speak, because I'll be real quick. I'm not going to go back and forth. I'm not going to go back and forth with people. Here's what I'm saying. What is clear? Who's off mic?
Is she with you?
Hey, you're off mic. Can somebody mute Haitian?
Okay, he's good.
Okay.
All right. So look, and balls and strikes. Iran lost this 12-day war, 100%. They didn't have another choice but to settle. I do think they moved their nuclear weapons out of Fordo, or else we would have had radiation leaks. So I do think they moved
weapons out of
Hold on, Moji. Let him land.
Don't perpetuate Netanyahu's narrative of genocide.
That's talking about bullshit.
Yeah, y'all gonna have to knock him down.
Yeah, Moji, because if you can't stay off mic while other people are talking,
Relax, Mojo.
Mojo, we have to put you.
Well, he keeps saying that Iran has nuclear weapons.
He can say
Iran doesn't.
Okay, but so I'll let you tell him that he's wrong when he stops, okay?
I'm trying to be Jewish, people. It ain't working.
Can somebody, thank you. I don't know what is going on with you guys, the mics tonight. Okay, so can you go ahead and finish up, Trent, what you were saying?
Yeah, I didn't say that they had nuclear weapons. I said they moved their enriched uranium because if they hadn't.
No, you said they used.
You cannot stop interrupting him.
No, we put him down. We put him down. Go ahead.
You can bring him back up, and I sympathize with the guy. He's got his family there. He's from Iran. It hits him different. I'm just giving you balls and strikes. If they'd hit the uranium, there would have been some sort of leak detected by the IEA. There was none. They covered the entrances with the dirt, and they'll be able to restart some of their program. They're probably going to be a year or so off, but they'll be able to enrich uranium once again. And figure something out. But the
what's
truth.
What's going to happen when they do that?
I don't know. But the truth.
Wait. So wait a minute. So you guys would. Okay. So stop being all over the place. So in other words, they're going to start up in a year. Did y'all hear that?
I didn't say they're going. I mean, they could. Like they could. It's going to take them a year to rebuild. Just let me finish what I'm saying. The truth of the heart of the matter is, Iran didn't really have a choice. Their like I said, their leadership was taking out. There is a possibility that their regime, like Assad in Syria, that their regime could be overthrown. That is a real possibility for them. They really didn't have any choice but to have a ceasefire, or else their economy and everything else spirals out of control. So that's it.
So this was a big waste of time.
Yeah, there was no breaking news. Actually, all jokes aside, one second. All jokes aside, I think everything he said is 100% accurate. Like, it's definitely accurate. There was nothing that was really truly accomplished here.
That's what I just said. It was a big waste of time.
So, Lisa, I know where you're going.
There is no victory.
But you got to look at it like this. Over these 33 years, Netanyahu has talked about Iran having a nuke. He hasn't attacked them every day of the 33 years, right? So he is not going to be able to engage at all for some long time period. They have to have a negotiation. He can't go to this shooting missiles at them anytime in the near future.
So, in other words, there is no victory. There's no strikes.
The victory, the potential for victory is that you've reset the negotiation table, right? So Iran knows we're willing to do this, and so now they have to think about their program, and they're willing to negotiate differently. So it's a win if you end up getting a deal.
Iran's not negotiating. No.
We will see what Iran does over the next 60 days. I would be very surprised if there wasn't some sort of deal.
They're not. I get you. They're not spreading.
Damn, Trey, you ever speaking all tonight? You did say nuclear weapons, so he was definitely right. Then you changed it up. And now you just said in chat, Iran knows if they negotiate, they die.
I meant to say if they don't.
I know, man. You misspeaking.
Yeah, but, I've been drinking. If they don't negotiate,
You can't use that as an excuse anymore, Trey.
I know, right?
I'm actually walking my dog. I'm actually walking my dog outside.
You sound like a Zionist.
Yeah, I'm not a Zionist. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Tony. I'm just giving you the truth, right? If they don't negotiate,
The truth is not barbarism. The truth is peace.
Hey, so listen, bro.
You are perpetuating barbarism.
So, what's his name?
No, truth is not the strength. Peace is the strength.
Yo,
peace is the strength.
Calm down. You know,
listen real quick.
One second. Just talk, bro. Don't yell. We're all speaking. Just speak, bro.
And respectfully, we understand that you have family over there, so no one's saying that we want to continue the war. He's just saying what's going on.
No, he's not.
No, what's going on is that peace is the strength.
Hold on. So,
don't buy into the rule of the jungle.
Please let the moderator speak, Mo. Please let him speak, bro.
Listen, again, I understand you have family over there. I understand that, how you're feeling, right? But again, let people speak and they say your point. Educate the room.
Do it without yelling at us. Just speak. We'll listen.
Well, you're passionate, but you don't have to yell for us, okay? You can speak.
Okay, I'm sorry that I am, because my family may already be dead, I am angry. But I don't want to live in a jungle.
Your family is not dead. There was no civilian casualty.
How do you know if my family is not dead? I don't know it.
Hey, we'll say this, Machad. I'm not. How do you say your name so I can pronounce your name correctly?
Mushtaba or Muji. Muji is fine.
Is Mushtaba accurate?
Yeah, Mushtaba is fine.
Okay, Mushtaba, we definitely hope that is not the case with your family, and we'll keep them in our prayers. We are not with
Well, but people in Gaza have been genocided. The Native Americans have been genocided. African Americans were enslaved.
No, we understand.
This is the same barbarism.
We don't want that. We don't want. What I'm trying to tell you is we don't.
Barbarism in the name of civilization.
Said we don't want that, but we're trying to have a discussion, and maybe you can give us some insight that we don't have because you have family over there. But when you yell and stuff like that, it kind of takes away from your point.
I'm sorry if I am being truthful.
No, we don't mind the truth. We want to hear your truth. We want to hear it. We're just trying to hear it.
We can't definitely got it though. That little Trent dude was up. He's being a dickhead about they got smashed, they got liberated, they got this. And y'all trying to pass over that.
Tony, you know that's how Trent is. He pisses us the fuck off. That's what Trent does.
Unfortunately, I like Trent, bro. I do.
Yeah, but I mean, we're picking and choosing on favoritism now. Favoritism when choosing their words and shit like that.
I didn't hear what he said, honestly, but so I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can chat.
Look, the thing is, bro, Trent's not saying that out loud.
Hold on.
This is somebody with experience.
Hold on. Okay, there's raised tensions. If Trent says something the other man doesn't like, that's fine. Tony, we're not trying to take sides here. I know people think we do 24/7, but Trent has to speak, he has to speak. Manfindi has to speak, other people have to speak. And we all do have to learn how to listen, myself included. And so we're trying that. Yes, what he said, I'm not going to say that. What he said was insensitive.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's going to be Trent, and Trent can do what he wants to do about it, but let Moji...
Dave, don't ever talk about weapons ever again.
Who is that?
Who the fuck is Dave?
He's talking about the dude in the chat, because Dave in the chat said as long as...
Oh, yeah, well, keep that shit in the chat.
Keep the chat in the chat.
Keep that in the chat. The mods are the one to bring the chat on stage, not you. Don't
Is it Tuesday or something?
Okay, so who was speaking prior? Like, I think it was Mustafa. Like, do you want to go ahead and continue your share?
Yeah, basically what I'm saying is that we create the reality that we take for granted as being real. So when we say reality is that the victors have, over the history of civilization or barbarism, victors have written most of the narrative of history, which means that the more barbaric might makes right. Let's put it that way. That's how the history has been written. The history of oppression of women, history of racism, history of colonialism, history of genocide of the Native Americans, history of Islamophobia, history of real anti-Semitism in Europe, and every other form of barbarism. It has been written by people who believe that the only way to survive in this jungle of the world is to be savage. I am a peace activist. I'm a real civilized person. I'm a Sufi monk. I'm a dervish. So I don't want to buy into that barbarism narrative. I want a different history to be written. Yeah, so therefore, when somebody says that the regime in Iran, of which I am no fan of, has lost, the regime says, "Oh, we don't want to be, losers." Therefore, they will then provoke Netanyahu to continue the genocide. Yeah, but there's always going to be, regardless, there's always going to be opinion in any type of conflict or war of winner and loser, right? That's just how I don't understand what I'm saying is that your opinion makes history. Okay, so yes, I don't like the narrative of winners and losers in war. I've been to war, and if you've been in war, there is no fucking winners. But I'm an associate member of Veterans for Peace in Iran. I'm a founder of the peace-seeking Iranian veterans. That's good. So you should understand that.
But you also, like, to be fair, right? And you heard me in regards to your family overseas. You heard my response. So take that into context. I'm not trying to be negative or an antagonist at any level. But you have to admit that there's a portion of the Iranian government and their officials that are screaming death to the U.S., death, and saying how they would love to have that. They've been doing it because they want to. The reason for the so-called death for the U.S. is as a result of the coup in 1953. The coup in 1953, which was done at the behest of oil companies with the help of the But we weren't even alive then.
I don't want to. The people in the U.S. do not have any right to dictate their fascistic culture onto the rest of the world.
There you go, baby.
Fascistic culture.
Keep going. Tell them about the coup. Tell them about the
revolution.
Mustafa, but look at it from a current.
Who caused the revolution in 1979?
Mustafa, you're probably historically accurate, and I'm not going to argue. Give me 1 second, Trent. I'm not going to argue those facts. I will concede to you being factually accurate about 1953. How about that? All right, so that we don't have a point of contention. What I'm saying is, if you look at the way it appears now, when people right now that had nothing to do with that at that point, are hearing
No. Hold on now. Let this man speak, because what he's trying to tell you is the United States is also responsible for 1 million deaths of Iranians when we armed Saddam Hussein against his people and killed 1 million of them. Is that not right, Mo?
Absolutely. It is barbarism that is responsible. Barbarism pretends to be American, pretends to be Israeli, pretends Modi in India is perpetuating the Zionist narrative of Hindutva. Kill Muslims. Barbarism It's religion. Right now we have barbarism in the name of Christianity in this country. Called evangelical Christianity.
See, we agree. And let me help you on one thing, my brother. What these people refuse, some of these people, not all of them, what they refuse to understand, it is the United States that supported the Shah, who was basically a brutal dictator, who was murdering your people in Iran, and we kept him in place for oil until others, the regime now overthrew him, right? That's correct. And then we turned and we armed Saddam Hussein in the 80s and had them perpetuate a war which killed 1 million Iranians. And then when Saddam, after the war was over and our politics changed a bit, we claimed that he had weapons of mass destruction and then invaded Iraq under false pretenses because we didn't like what he was doing. That's what really happened. So Mo, I completely agree with you on this, and this is what I'm gonna land on. The other thing that we should, and what I will not say is militarily we won Iraq, militarily we won Afghanistan, we lost the hearts and minds. But that's what happens when you have a nation that is willing to spend $950 billion a year arming its defense with its stealth technology and its badass aircraft carriers and its satellites and its missiles, but refuses to take care of its people and its healthcare and its structure and its cutting its education. So what we saw the other day with the stealth bombers was a masterful display of military might, the pinnacle of military power, possibly in the history of the world.
It was a masterful. Hey, brother, it was a masterful. It was a masterful. Wait, it was a masterful display of barbarism.
I know, I'm with you.
Call it barbarism.
Yes.
Don't glorify it.
It was a masterful display, only rivaled by the Roman legions and Genghis Khan. America is about all
right.
power.
Call it the way it is. Don't say military wonderful. Don't glorify barbarism.
Whatever. The people here that pay taxes and we support this 950 billion monstrosity. That's $37 trillion in debt. We made it ask ourselves why, if we don't support war, why we pay taxes for such things. You guys have a good.
Thank you. The last part of what you said, Brother Trent, is what Bernie has been saying. I am a supporter of Bernie Sanders. But the culture of might makes right. The culture of barbarism is destroying Mother Earth. We are losing 3 species per hour.
Breaking news. I don't know what you guys are talking about right now, but Iran rejects Trump's ceasefire claim. Falsehood of truth will be shown in coming hours. This is coming off of CNN News 18. It's way too long. I'm trying to rewind it to that.
Where's
This is coming off of CNN News 18. It's streaming live now on YouTube, and I'm trying to rewind it so I can get to because it's a live stream, so I don't know if I missed them talking about it, but that's the headline. So
you're absolutely right. CNN is saying Iran rejected direct negotiations with the U.S., not even the peace treaty. They rejected even having negotiations at all.
Direct negotiation is different. Direct negotiation is different than.
Moji, I had to mute you up, Moji. You gotta stop holding the mic. Let Lisa talk.
No, I mean, Moji, we get you, babe, and I appreciate you being here 100%. But you gotta all let us participate and not.
Okay, but let me say one sentence and I'll stop.
Okay.
Look, there is a difference between. The Zionist propaganda wants to perpetuate Iranians as barbaric, dehumanize. So there is a difference between Iran's foreign minister saying that we don't negotiate directly with the U.S. That's one thing. The other one is a tacit agreement to some kind of a ceasefire. There are 2 different things. But the Zionist media perpetuates the narrative of savagery in order to keep the flames of war going.
One second, it says Iraqi emphasized that direct talks with the U.S. are off the table for now. The condition is explicit. Dialogue only after Israeli strikes stop.
Right, that's what I'm getting on this one too. And they're trading shots right now because I played it for you guys of somebody who was actually there. Looking at it, and then they have live feed of it happening. If you go to YouTube and you want to watch these live feeds,
Yeah.
So, don't you know anything about bombing your way to peace?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So basically, they're saying you can't keep slapping me in my face and saying I don't want to fight.
You know, you gotta sit there and take it, Gemini, and then we'll come to the ceasefire.
After you keep slapping me for 2 hours and I don't take it, then it's a ceasefire?
Then it's a ceasefire.
Okay, got it.
We really to agree to a ceasefire, and they have 6-hour head start where you can't do anything. That would be a Philly agreement.
That
makes no sense.
I just want to let Lisa, if you're done, August been asking the chat if he could get in.
Right before he does, I guess we can safely say that the manifestation failed drastically.
Incorrect. So, did you notice the language that's being used when it said we're not negotiating? Who did it say we're not negotiating with? Who did it say? Which country?
U.S.
Okay. Now, who was doing the talks with Iran about this ceasefire? Correct. So, what Iran is trying to do is make sure that, like, oh, we're not just doing what the U.S. wants. Remember we talked about narrative control? This is part of that right now. You're witnessing it real time.
Let's Trump become
Mark my words. By the time we get to tomorrow, we'll hear that it's a ceasefire.
CEO, if you let me finish, CEO, if you let me finish, I was going to read this portion, which is going to be relevant and support what you're saying. It says they remain open to diplomacy via European intermediaries, but U.S.-Iran dialogue is paused under current circumstances. So there you go.
So, see, y'all want to jump and make something.
Why do you worry if we jump?
And don't say y'all.
Why?
I literally just gave you data that supported what you said.
Yeah, no, not you, Gemini. Not you. I'm just saying that, like, it's just so weird. It's like,
yeah, but did Trump
quickly...
not say that is Trump not the one that's blasted everywhere that he thank you that he made the ceasefire?
Narrative.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
Narrative. Good grief. Like, what is all that understanding? Yes. It's not reality. It's narrative.
You didn't know the narrative.
It's to achieve an outcome.
Lisa just mentioned this.
Literally, it's been saying.
I start making a statement over It's
even in the Reuters thing or whatever. There was multiple things that said like Iran and Qatar. Okay, so like, why is Trump?
If you let me, I will translate. Look, guys, if you let me, I will translate for you what BBC Persian has. It's a live coverage.
Go ahead, please do.
BBC Persian.
Go ahead.
Okay.
And then August,
let me see how many minutes ago this was. 3 minutes ago. Abbas Araghchi, Iran's foreign minister, said in a post in X, in whatever, the Twitter, he thanked the armed forces of the country and says the military operations of our powerful armed forces to punish, to bring some justice to Israel because of its its violation of Iran till the last minute. It continued our military operations till 4 a.m. Tehran time. At the same time, according to the eyewitness people in Iran, as they told to BBC Persian, from about 4 a.m. in Tehran, there is no sound. The sound of explosions and anti-aircraft has been cut in the city, and there is no sound of conflict. That's live on BBC Persian as of 3 minutes ago.
Okay, now listen. I want y'all to realize.
That's good for my family.
Can you tell us what it means? Can you tell? No, okay. I just want to get going. So, can you said like a lot? Can you just give us what that means? Can you tell us what that means?
Basically, what Iran's foreign minister is saying is that we have stopped attacking Israel, and Israel has stopped attacking Iran.
Okay, so now do you all have a reaction to this?
He said that very clearly. He said they don't hear the sound of airplanes dropping bombs anymore right now.
Okay, but I just wanted to be safe.
There is no sound.
That means that there has to be some truth to what Trump said, but it's not being broken.
Oh, it can't be true. Trump said it. It can't be true.
Can I finish what I was saying?
It's just
Can I finish what I
do
was saying?
you think this may have something to do with the Gaza Strip? Just asking, because I'm looking at where we're at and what they're bombing, because United States is so far and we owe so much ocean that it's hard for people to launch missiles. I'm sorry, I'm gonna stay, and then I'm out. I'm listening to everything because this is really interesting, but what makes it so hard for other countries to bomb United States is because of our location, one, and then how far it is. It's hard for them to set ships into the ocean. In order to shoot bombs, you have to launch them from ships in the ocean.
You don't shoot bombs.
Well, whatever you do, if anybody want to take off from there, we good. I can just. That was a good, just like a feed, and then somebody else might want to pick up and take off from there, if you understood what I was saying. Go ahead, August.
One other line about Dr. Araqchi and what he said, which you may be seeing is translation or mistranslation in the mass media in this country. He said there is no negotiated agreement at this point either about a ceasefire or about an agreement with the United States. At